Hi there. Today I am going to show you how to make some incredibly delicious Valentine's cookies. And these are not your ordinary sugar cookies, but it is a recipe you can use year-round for cutout or for cookie press cookies. So let's get started. I'm starting with a cup of butter. You're going to let your butter get to room temperature, and I'm going to go ahead and mix that. The next thing we're going to do is add 2 beaten eggs to our butter, and we're going to cream that together, adding 1.5 cups of sugar. When our wet ingredients are thoroughly mixed, we're going to add our dry ingredients. Our dry ingredients are 4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and a generous teaspoon of nutmeg. So I'm going to go and add this a little bit at a time and let it start mixing. I'm going to unfold my pastry cloth. I keep mine in the freezer because I know over time butter gets worked into the fabric, and I wouldn't want that to get rancid, not refrigerated or frozen. So I have my pastry cloth out. I'm going to put just a little bit of flour on it, and then we're going to roll out our cookies. I want to get my dough all worked together. And when you do this, the butter in it softens. My pastry cloth always comes with a cover for my rolling pin, and that also keeps it from sticking, so you don't have to overuse flour and get your dough, whether it's for cookies or a pie crust. You don't have to get it all dried and breaking up from too much flour. I have prepared some cookie sheets with parchment paper, and I'm just going to go ahead and start cutting out my cookies. My first cookie sheet is ready to pop into the oven. I don't time my cookies. Instead, I look for when they start to turn brown right around the edge there, and that's when I pull them right out of the oven. I'm all finished cutting out my cookies, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just take one of my cookie cutters with the edge, and I'm going to scrape it across my pastry cloth and get as much as I can up off of it. And I will just throw this away, and then I'll do the other half of it. So you're not going to build up too much of that butter and flour. And then I'm going to fold it up and put it right back in the freezer. I don't have any formal training in cookie or cake decorating, but this is what I do, and everybody says my cookies are beautiful. They're not those really artsy, beautiful royal icing things. All I use to decorate my cookies is canned frosting like this. You can make your own if you want. I'm going to take a decorating bag and cut off the tip, and then I'm going to put this, the one I've chosen to use today is a number 21 decorator tip. I'm going to put that down in my bag. Hopefully I didn't cut off too much. I'm famous for doing that. And then you're going to push the bag so that just the tip is coming out, like so. And then what I like to do is you're going to turn it a little bit inside out, and I like to set it up in a glass so that I have something holding it upright. And I'm going to go ahead and fill that now with my frosting. I have some pink frosting and I have some white frosting that I'm going to use. I do not pipe everything. I'll show you some of the really easy ways I decorate them. But let's get started with the piping that I want to do on some of them. You're just going to keep filling this bag up. And I'm going to set some of this pink frosting aside, but I have some that I am ready to use here. And I'm going to take my first cookie out, and I am just going to take this and squeeze the icing out, and I'm going to pipe these little dots all the way around the edge of this heart. And these cookies are delicious even without the frosting, so I am just going to leave, that's all I'm going to do on this one, and I'm going to go ahead and set it on my tray, and I'll show you what I do with these trays. I want to show you a little bit of everything that I do differently. So with the next heart cookie, I'm just going to take the white frosting, I'm going to put it all over my heart. And I'm pretty generous with my frosting. I have been told that I like the cookies plain also, but I have been told that the cookies are just a way to deliver frosting to your mouth. So you can take that for what it's worth. So I have my frosting all over it, and I'm going to take some red sanding sugar, and I'm just going to sprinkle that on my heart. So see, you don't have to even pipe anything. You don't have to worry about trying to do that. If that's not something you want to try or you're not very good at, there you go. You've got a delicious red heart cookie already. Now we're going to do a similar thing, and this time I'm going to show you with some pink. And this is a little coarser, and it has little stars in it, little gold and silver stars, and it's like pink and white frosting together. And we'll go with one of these. We haven't done this shape yet. Same thing, I'm just going to put the white frosting on the cookie. I have the frosting on the cookie, same thing. Just scoop some of that sugar right on your heart. And I like pink, so we have a pink heart ready. I like to keep a towel nearby with a wet corner on it to get the frosting off my fingers. And now let's take another one. Well, we'll take one of these. And we're going to put some white frosting on it, but then we're going to use the pink in the decorator bag to put it around the edges. So we have our white on here, and then we're going to go back to our pink decorator bag. And we're going to, this time, instead of all of the little stars, we're just going to pull that all the way around our heart, like so. And there we go. We have another one. My first tray of cookies is all done and decorated, and now what I do is I let them dry until they're dry enough that you can like touch it and no frosting is going to come off on your hand. And then I can pack them into a container to deliver them or put them on a plate to deliver them to people. My friends and neighbors are very lucky to get a lot of cookies. And I found this little rack a couple of years ago. I'll try and find one that I link below. And I can just fill this with cookies, push this into my pantry, and let them dry for 24 to 48 hours. And then my cookies are ready. So I hope you like this idea. These are so delicious. I recommend that you try it the recipe at least once, and you can see you don't have to be an artist to decorate your cookies. So I will link to where you can find the recipe on my blog and any other products that I used. I'll link below. If you have any questions or questions, please put it in the comments, and I'll see you again right here. Thanks for watching.